Hey friends, welcome to my third installment of Christmas in July. So today we are making gift tags. We're gonna make 3 different kinds of gift tags. We're gonna start easy. We're going to just use paper and pens, adorable but very simple. Then we're gonna step it up a notch and we're going to make shaped gift tags that we are also going to embellish. So those are going to be adorable. And then we are going to end with a print then cut gift tag set, actually multiples. They are so pretty. So make sure you stick around with me until the end. And by the way, if you're new here, you're crafting with Kim Byers. For our first Christmas gift tag, I am going to use my Cricut Joy. I have lots of pens, I have paper, I have a shimmery paper, and then just a solid core black paper. So let's pop into Cricut Design Space. Okay, so for our first gift tag, we're going to do something kind of trendy and fun and simple. So we're just using pens and paper, but this is a trend where you give them 4 gifts, something to wear, something to read, something you want, and something you need. So we're just gonna get a simple shape for a tag. And so we can do this here and we can add the circle or the hole and use the slice tool and cut that out, or you could just go into images and pull in the shape of a tag. Next, we'll resize the tag, and I want these to be fairly large, so I think like 3 by 4.5 or so. And I'm going to choose some really fun text to go on this tag. I'm using 2 different fonts. One is called Cottage Style, and then the second is called Chalkboard Handmade. And once I have all my lettering typed up, what I want to do is grab all 3 of those elements and attach them. And so that way when I make it, when I send it over to the mat, so we're going to use a mat, normal 4.5 by 12 inch mat, then it will be attached to the tag. These are just going to be so cute with these silver pens. Okay, so now it's time to hit continue. Now it's time to choose our material, and we're going to go with either an 80-pound or 100-pound cardstock. And now we'll go back to the craft table. I just love how simple this is. We're just going to pop this onto our mat, and then we're going to feed that into our Cricut Joy. And Cricut Design Space is going to remind us which pen that we're going to use first. So we'll just open up our clamp and take out our blade and replace it with our pen. Just remember, anytime you write with a Cricut, no matter which Cricut it is, it will always write first and cut second. Now we'll swap our second pen for our blade and we'll cut our tags out, and they came out beautifully, just like perfect handwriting. I love this. Okay, so let's get into our second tag. This time I'm swapping my Cricut Joy for my Cricut Explore 3. You could use your Joy for this, so if you only have a Joy, stick with me. We are going to use paper again, and we are also going to use pens, but this time we're also going to use some embellishments. This is going to be so fun. So let's pop into Cricut Design Space and let me show you what we're up to. Okay, so for our second tag, we are going to make a shape. Now, it doesn't have to be a beanie. That's going to be our example for what we're doing, but it could be any kind of a shape. I just want to show you how you select the best possible design. So I brought in 4 different beanies. So let's talk about what doesn't work. This top one, these hash marks or cuts go all the way to the second layer. The second one doesn't have a back layer, but this third one right here, or actually I should say 4th, is perfect. If you look over in layers, you're going to be able to see that you can peel it apart, and we're going to turn off everything except the back layer and this top color so that we can use pattern paper for the hat. We're going to make all of the bases white, and we're going to add our text to that base. So the pen is going to write on the base. So the font that we're using is called Autumn Harvest, and this is a Cricut font. So we're going to use that font. We want to make sure that it is on the writing function. You can go into pens and choose marker, which is what I wanted to do, and I'm going to use a gold marker for this. And next, once we have all of our text in place, what we want to do is we want to grab that text and the background, so just the white portion of the cap, and we want to attach those 2. And this will allow them to go to the mat together. And now if you do this attach and then it all turns white, do not freak out. All that's happened is brought both of those items to the forefront. So you just have to send it to the back, and then there is the other piece of your hat. Next, we choose the machine that we're using, and today we're using the Explore 3. We select Make It, and now we have 3 mats. So we have the white mat with the pen, and then the red mat and the green mat. And so now we are ready to choose our materials. And I'm going to select an intricate cut cardstock, and we are ready to go back to the craft table. I decided to change to a glitter cardstock, so I popped back into Cricut Design Space and fixed that, and I'm still using my gold pen. And with the Explorer and the Maker, you don't have to swap out the pen, so the blade just went forward and cut, and it turned out perfectly. Look how cute these are. I'm loving this. This is going to be so much fun for Christmas gifts this holiday season. And next up, let's cut out our embellishments. So I love using patterned paper, and this is going to be a really fun use of this. So I'm going to do some in red and some in green. I think they turned out great, and they would be beautiful just like they are. Or we can go one step further and add some cute little pom-poms with these Zots, or with these 3D foam adhesive squares. These are just ways to kind of give a little additional pop to your gift tag. So I have these little pom-poms, and you can use these great little glue dots to affix them to your gift tag. Moving on to the third idea for our Christmas gift tags, we only need a couple of things. It's actually pretty simple. We need white cardstock, we need our Explorer or our Maker to cut out print then cut, and we need a green mat. And we need one more thing. We need great designs. Okay, so I'm so glad you're still with me. We are going to take it up a notch. Now, these are going to be print then cut gift tags, and these are going to be beautiful and they look professional. So here's how you do it. Canva.com is a free design tool, and I know, don't let it freak you out, don't let it scare you. There aren't any watercolor images in Cricut Design Space, but you could come into Canva and all you do is you type in tag and you bring in the tag, right? Then you type in watercolor Christmas, and then you get all these different images for watercolor Christmas. See the Christmas tree. I chose this little farmhouse, but the Christmas trees I'm loving. That could be such an adorable idea as well. It's a little angel, but we're going to stick with the farm, and then you just overlay text. So over in the left-hand corner, you see the text button, you write the text on it. The same here, I just made this cute little tag, and these are all pre-designed things in Canva. And then I did this one, which I absolutely love, for my kids. So what you do is once you design something that you love, let's just export that or download it to our computer, and then we'll upload that into Cricut Design Space. Another great place to get beautiful designs like this is on Creative Fabrica, and you can pop in and just buy, one of these little designs, or for $4.99 a month, you can get access to hundreds of thousands of designs, and you can bring those in to Cricut and cut and use them for the holidays and for everything. So I just wanted to point that out to you if you guys are looking for some additional designs that you can't already find in Cricut Design Space. Okay, so here are all my tags, and here's how I brought them in. So you're just going to go into Upload Image, and then we're going to browse and find that on our computer and bring that in. And I'm going to choose Complex. I usually do that. And then we'll bring that in, and you can choose between the cut image and the print then cut. And of course we want print then cut. I'm going to categorize it as Christmas, and now we can select that and bring it to our canvas. And because we designed everything before we brought it in, including adding our text, we can just go ahead and send these to the mat. Okay, so let's just select continue, and then we're going to send these to our printer. And I'll link my printer up down below if you guys are in the market. I have a great one that I've had for several years. And so what you want to do is you want to make sure you have a bleed. You want to turn on your system dialog box and hit print. Your little box will pop up, and you just want to make sure that you are getting the best possible quality print that your printer will allow. So go into media quality, choose photo quality and best, and send it to your printer. I've had this Canon printer for years, and it still does an amazing job with my prints. So this is going to print out. You see the little bounding boxes there on the edges, the little black corners. That's going to tell my Cricut where to cut. I think they turned out beautifully. So now let's go ahead and pop back into Cricut and tell it what type of paper to cut. Let's just pop into Browse All Materials. We'll go down to cardstock, and then this cardstock is actually an 80 pound. I like to use 80 pound and 100 pound when I can find it. Okay, so keeping with how easy this is our printed sheet, and we have our registration marks here. This is how our Cricut's going to read the cut, and all we have to do is place this onto a green mat, and we can put it down with our hands or use a brayer. If this mat just happens to be really tacky, so I'm just going to kind of put it down the edges with my hands, and then we're just going to pop that into the machine and hit cut. And now you can see that little edge all the way around. That is your bleed. And so by having a bleed, we ensure that our machine cut it perfectly. These are so darn cute and so easy to make. So a little bit of design work on the front end, and you can print off as many of these as you want to and personalize them any way you want. So just bend your mat and pop them off. There we go. If you enjoyed crafting with me today, stick around. I have more Christmas crafts coming up next. See you there.